What's up, all you minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, and it is time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. We are talking about our monthly budget meeting for the month of May of 2021. So, let's do this thing. And welcome back, everybody. It is that time of the month again, where we sit down and we write our budget down for the month of May of 2021 this time around. This is where we're going to be talking about some trade paperbacks, hardcovers, omnibus editions. No absolute editions this time around, but who knows? You know, maybe another time. A gallery edition, but you know, it's all collected editions, and we break it down week by week. I always like to remind everybody that the dates are always tentative to change. They could say it's going to come out on May 5th, and then it doesn't come out till the end of the month. So keep that in mind. As a matter of fact, some of the books that were scheduled to come out in April have been moved here to May. I'll be doing a separate video for my top 10 essential buys or must buys for the month of May, and keep an eye out on the channel for that, probably in the next day. So, we got 4 weeks this month. Oh, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Ring that bell for notifications to let you know when our videos are going live. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the week of May 5th. Kicking off the week of May 5th from Marvel Comics, we have The Complete Kirby War and Romance. So this was originally an omnibus, and then for some reason they took the word omnibus out, and now they put it back on there. So it is an omnibus for those that are confused about this. This collects just early stories of Jack Kirby's, whether they're war stories, and I love the fact that it's romance stories in here too, which I have not read a lot of. Next up is the Dead Man Logan Complete Collection, and I always do an advanced look of all these books. I like to do it the Tuesday of the week that the trade paperbacks come out. And as far as omnis, I'll be doing those probably in the next day or two for some of these. Dead Man Logan, collecting all 12 issues of the Dead Man Logan run, which is a follow-up to Old Man Logan. King Deadpool Trade Paperback Volume 2, collecting Kelly Thompson's run on that series, collecting issues 7 through 10. Then we have Cole the Savage, Original Marvel Years Omnibus. I'll be doing an advanced overview of that soon. We have both the direct market cover, and we have this gorgeous Mark Brooks cover for the standard edition. That is awesome. I love the fact that they got him with a bunch of tigers. Been reading a lot of that stuff lately, while in between my X-Men reading. Miss Marvel by Saladin Ahmed, Volume 3, Outlawed. This collects the Magnificent Miss Marvel series. Squadron Supreme is getting a new printing, and not only a new printing, but 2 covers. We have a direct market cover, which is the classic Squadron Supreme artwork, and then we have the standard edition cover, which is the Alex Ross art. So, speaking of art, the astonishing Melanie, my wonderful wife, did an advanced overview of the Venom by David Michelinie and McFarlane Gallery Edition hardcover. So that comes out that week. And this is one of the books that was pushed back originally, and it was in my top 10 must-buys. It still is. But All New Wolverine by Tom Taylor, Omnibus. We have the standard edition as well as the direct market cover, and I have done an overview on the channel if you want to check that out. And then we have Venomnibus. Now, this is something interesting because Venomnibus, the standard edition, is coming out this week on May 5th. And then a couple of weeks later will be the direct market cover that I did an overview of on the channel if you want to check that out. But that is something to definitely keep in mind. Now, as far as DC for that week, we have Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Not Volume 3, but the third part of that. It's collected in trade paperback format. Now, there is an omnibus coming out later. I think it's later this year that collects all this series together. Dark Knight's Death Metal Multiverse Who Laughs. There's so many series that are coming out for this, and this is only in trade paperback format. It's not available in hardcover format or deluxe hardcover format, but collects a lot of the one-shots like the Death Metal Infinite Hour Extreme, Robin King, Rise of the New God, the Multiverse Who Laughs one-shot, and Death Metal The Secret Origin. And we're also getting, this one's I'm really excited about, the Green Arrow and Black Canary Till Death Do They Part. It's interesting that they're not going back and collecting a bunch of the Judd Winnick stuff, but they're jumping right into this era. So, yeah, it's still a fun series, though, and one not to be missed. Metropolis Grove, this is a YA series, so young adult. and Tiny Titans Pet Club, so featuring some of the characters, some of the pets from Tiny Titans. As far as manga for that week, let's see what we have. We have Bowl Foodie, Don't Want to Get Hurt, Max Out the Fence. That is an interesting title. This is from Yen Press and comes out that week. Daytime Shooting Star, graphic novel, volume 12 comes out that week. Not sure what it's about, but I really like that cover. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of Here's Greenwood. The Dungeon Builder Labyrinth Modern City. That looks cool. Interesting. Gaunt's Omnibus Volume 6. I'm glad that they're continuing that line. Speaking of continuing, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure hasn't slowed down. Part 4, Volume 9 is coming out. These are still being released in freaking hardcover format, and people are still buying them up. I love it. I love the popularity of that. I myself cannot wait for, Fist of the North Star. Undead, but that doesn't come out until, I think, June or July. Undead Unluck, graphic novel, Volume 1. This is a new series from Viz. Promised Neverland, Volume 19. And World Trigger, Volume 22. All coming out that week. As far as other collected editions coming out for that week, we have the EC Archives, Tales from the Crypt. This is now being released in trade paperback format. I don't even know what this is. This is the Ether Library edition. So Ether Library, also being published by Dark Horse, is coming out in library edition format. Static trade paperback. I'm pretty sure or at least I thought that had already announced that. Maybe that's been pushed back. The Judge Dredd False Witness trade paperback, that's being published by IDW. Sleeping Beauties hardcover is coming out that week. And that one looks interesting because this is Stephen King and Owen King. It's written by both of them, as well as Rio Yowers. Probably mispronouncing that name. And this is, it looks like it's a 5-issue miniseries. Not heard of that one, but that one's published by IDW. TMNT Urban Legends, Volume 2. Buffy the Vampire Slayer Willow. That is an awesome cover. And then we're getting our first Mighty Morphin trade paperback, Volume 1 from Boom Studios. And that is the new ongoing series. So they split the series up again. They're doing Mighty Morphin, and then they're doing just Power Rangers. We Only Find Them When They're Dead, Volume number 1. This is written by Al Ewing and has artwork by Simone DiMeo. That looks interesting. Also published by Boom Studios. Wind, trade paperback, Volume 1. Flight of the Prince. Part of the PS Art Books Classics, Sci-Fi Comics, Volume 2. And there's also a slipcase available for this. Rainbow Bright. What is this? Did they relaunch Rainbow Bright? Alright. This is published by Dynamite Comics. That cover makes her look kind of badass. It's Jeremy Whitley. I really liked his Unstoppable Wasp, and he had a Power Pack. It was a Power Pack volume that he did, and Brittany Williams is the cover artist. So apparently this is coming back to print. I didn't even know there was anything out like that. Dark One, hardcover, Volume 1. This is Brandon Sanderson, who's a famous author, finished out The Wheel of Time when Robert Jordan passed away, and has his own series, like I said, Mistborn series, I think. My brother's a huge fan of his, so I don't know if this is based on one of his books or not, or if he actually wrote this. Animosity, hardcover, Volume 3, which is year 3. I really hope they reprint the first year, because it was like, it's a different size than year 2, so I'm hoping that they will reprint that for OCD people. Like me. Blue. I don't know what this is, but I love that cover. That is gorgeous. It looks like a European book, but it's published by 21 Pulp. The week of May 12th, we kick off with Marvel Comics. Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman, Volume 3. Collecting FF 6 through 16 and Fantastic Four 600 to 604. Another Fantastic Four title, but this is Dan Slott's run, and that is Fantastic Four Volume 7, the Forever Gate, collecting issues 25 through 29. Loki's getting his own little Marvelverse book, which just collects Loki's backstories from different years. Morbius Epic Collection, Volume 2, The End Living Vampire. I'll be doing an overview of that the week that this comes out. And then Annihilation. I am going to work on this overview of this and doing an overview of Annihilation Conquest. This is the new printing and comparing it to the original printing. Both the direct market cover and the standard edition cover coming out. That direct market cover, man, I do love Wraith. I was a big fan of Wraith, and then they never really did anything with Wraith. But hey, cover gives me hope. Maybe they'll bring them back. And speaking of new printing, Avengers Epic Collection Volume, I think this is Volume 7 or 9. I can't remember. The Final Threat is coming back into print. So collecting issues 150 to 166 of Avengers. And I'll be doing a comparison of that because I did get an overview or an early copy of that to see if that one page that was misprinted is still an issue with that. With the new printing. From DC Comics, we have the trade paperback of Batman Universe, and that is a book that came out last year, I want to say, or was it 2019 in hardcover format, and it was a collection of the Walmart Batman stories, but it's really good, and it was Bendis. Fables Compendium Volume 2. So this has a new cover and collects issues 40 through 81, as well as the Peter and Max A Fables novel. So all of that is collected in here. And that is a pretty big book. That is 1,064 pages for a compendium. Superman Action Comics trade paperback volume 4, Metropolis Burning. Speaking of Bendis, because that's... What did I speak about? Oh yeah, I spoke of Bendis when I was talking about the Batman universe. And Flash trade paperback volume 14, Flash Age. So this is Joshua Williamson still in the book, collects Flash 88 from the Rebirth era, and then the renumbered issues 750 through 755, as well as annual number 3. As far as manga for that week, we have the Showa History of Japan. These were awesome series. I had a friend of my wife, who was a teacher, let me borrow one of the volumes, and they're big books, and they're coming back into print, so that's awesome to see that coming back into print. And then we have Farming Life. What the heck is this? Farming Life in Another World? Oh, I like the title. That's a pretty interesting title. Full Metal Alchemist, Volume 13, the hardcover editions. This is the Full Metal editions. There's a book here. This is called I Think Our Son is Gay. And somebody was telling me about this in one of the manga groups I was in, that this is a really good book, and it's like just family friendly. That I should definitely check it out. And that is published by Square Enix. I forget that they are publishing manga by, this. I'm so used to Square Enix being, oh yeah, we're the guys that make, Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest now. Ride Your Wave. I love that cover. Reminds me of the guy that did 5 centimeters per second and, oh my gosh, I cannot remember the name. Girl, space, fighting. Anyway, Ride Your Wave. It's not him. And that can't be a real title. You can read the title. I'm not going to read it. What? That's awesome. All right. From other publishers, we have The Breath of Bones, A Tale of Gollum. This is published by Dark Horse Comics. And we have Hellboy and the BPRD coming out in hardcover format, 1952 to 1954. Now, this happens after the BPRD series was over. So, I'm not sure when exactly. I haven't read it yet, so I'm not sure exactly when it's supposed to be read. But it is finally coming out in hardcover format. And then we have My Little Pony, Volume 14, Shadow Play. It always brings back memories of my oldest daughter reading those stories. Firefly, Blue Sun Rising, hardcover Volume 2. This is published by Boom Studios. Rusty Riley Dailies, hardcover Volume 2. I know there's people that follow my channel that still read those dailies in collected editions format. This collects years 1949 to 1951. Paper Cuts is releasing a book called Casa Grandes, Volume 1. We're All Familia. I don't know if that's based on a cartoon or what, but it looks like a cartoon that would be on, like, Nickelodeon. Is Nickelodeon still around? Nickelodeon's still around, right? I'm not that old, right? Right. From Aftershock Comics, we have a trade paperback called Dreaming Eagles. And it's about the first African-American fighter pilots to join the U.S. Army in World War II. Awesome. And then Exo Manowar, the 2020 series trade paperback Volume 1 to wrap up that week. For the third week of May, From Marvel Comics, we have the Aliens Omnibus is coming out. And this is the classic Aliens Omnibus from the original Dark Horse years. And now it's being published by Marvel Comics in omnibus format. And let me tell you, I've been reading the first one, and it's probably some of my favorite comics I've been reading all year. It's a solid read if you've not read it, especially if you're a fan of the series of the movies. And then we have the Acts of Vengeance trade paperback. This is the Acts of Vengeance Spider-Man and X-Men. So collecting issues of Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, and then Wolverine, Alpha Flight, New Mutants, Uncanny X-Men, and then X-Factor number 50. Avengers Epic Collection, A Traitor Stalks Among Us. So that's coming out in Epic Collection and collects issues of the Avengers 98 through 114 and Daredevil number 99. We have Captain Marvel vs. Rogue. So this is just a collection of stories of just Carol Danvers fighting Rogue throughout the years. So things like their first meeting in Avengers Annual number 10, Uncanny X-Men 158, 171, the classic Bubbles 269, Miss Marvel number 9 and 10, X-Men Legacy 269 and 270, Captain Marvel the 2019 series 4 and 5, and then material from Marvel Superheroes number 11. Conan, Songs of the Dead, and Other Stories. So this collects the 5-issue miniseries, the Free Comic Book Day from 2006, the Conan Trophy, Conan Kiss of the Undead, and then Island of No Return 1 and 2. So coming out that same week, $24.99. Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes is getting his own complete collection, collecting all new Ghost Rider 1 through 12. From the 2014 series, Ghost Rider, the follow-up series in 2016, the 5-issue follow-up series, and then What If Ghost Rider number 1 from 2018. Wish that had Danny Ketch's name on it, but I'll take an omnibus of that instead. All day, every day. Incredible Hulk by Peter David, Omnibus Volume 3 is coming out that week. We have both the direct market cover and a standard edition cover coming out on the same day. Kesar, the Savage Omnibus. So I'll be doing an advanced look at that sometime on the channel here in the next week or so. We have both the direct market cover and a standard edition cover, collecting Kesar the Savage 1 through 34. And we have, Marvel Masterworks, Brother Voodoo getting his first Marvel Masterworks. And it's a volume 1, just collecting early appearances of the character from Strange Tales, from Werewolf by Night, Marvel Team Up, Marvel 2-in-1, Doctor Strange, Moon Knight. So it's a chronological collection of early appearances of Brother Voodoo. And there's 2 covers, of course, the standard edition cover and the direct market cover, as always with those Marvel Masterworks. And that's not the only Marvel Masterwork we're getting that day. We're also getting the Incredible Hulk volume, Volume 15. The Incredible Hulk, collecting issues of the Incredible Hulk 234 to 244, Annual 8 and 9, and then material from Marvel Treasury Edition 20 and 24. Again, 2 covers for that. Power Man and Iron Fist is getting a new printing for their... I got excited. I thought it was a new Epic Collection. Still cool. They're reprinting the very first Epic Collection, so collecting Power Man 48 through 49, and then when the title became Power Man and Iron Fist 50 through 70, collected, reprinted again. And Venomnibus, remember when I said that the direct market cover would be released today, or this week? That's only the direct market cover, and then May 5th for the standard edition cover. From DC Comics that week, we have Dark Knight's Death Metal War of the Multiverses. This is the trade paperback edition and only collected in trade paperback. We have Death Metal, The Last of the 52, War of the Multiverse number 1, Death Metal, The Last Stories of the DCU number 1 that are collected all in there. Let's see what else we have that week. We have Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, trade paperback, coming out that week. Justice League Galaxy of Terrors. So this is the Simon Spurrier and Aaron Lopresti series. So collecting issues of 48 through 52 of Justice League. This next one's pretty exciting for a lot of people, as this is Shazam, the World's Mightiest Mortal Volume 3 hardcover. So this collects World's Finest 253 to 282, skipping issue number 271, and then Adventure Comics 491 and 492. So this is when DC brought back the character of Captain Marvel in the early 70s. So I know a lot of people have been hoping that was coming out. And then to wrap up that week for DC, it's Young Justice Trade Paperback Volume 2. This is what's based on the cartoon, not the comic book. As far as manga for that week, we have Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair Trade Paperback Volume 3. Or that is the full title, rather. I know my oldest daughter loves that stuff, or loves the video game. We also have As Miss Beelzebub Likes. What does that even mean? As is Miss Beelzebub Likes. Okay. I'm not sure why I added that on there. Maybe I like the cover. Beastars Volume 12 is coming out. That is a hot title for Viz Comics, and it sells really well. Cardcaptor Sakura Collector's Edition Volume 8. I really thought they were done with that already. And Chobits 20th Anniversary Collector's Edition Volume 4. I need to pick up Volume 3. Inayale and Duelia Volume 3. My wife reviewed the very first volume, and we'll be doing a look at Volume 2. It's a beautiful artwork. And No Guns, No Life. Speaking of artwork, that stuff is awesome. That cover, the guy has a gun for a head. Ursa Yatsura Volume 10. Dang, it feels just like yesterday that they announced that book. And Way of the House Husband Volume 5. And that's one that somebody sent my way. I think it was who was it? Was it Brandon? I can't remember who sent me a copy of that, and I dug the first volume. It's about a guy that was in the Yakuza, and now he's you guessed it, a house husband. From other publishers that week, from Dark Horse, we have Invisible Kingdom Trade Paperback Volume 3. And the Invisible Kingdom has, it's a little taller than trade paperbacks, and it has, even though it's softcover, it still has those French flaps. Neil Gaiman Library Edition hardcover Volume 3 is coming out. Awesome. Homesick Pilots Volume 1 coming out from Image Comics. And also Kick-Ass New Girl Trade Paperback Volume 4. La Mano del Destino. That is no volume on it, so that might be an all-in-one. Sunstone Volume 7 is coming out that same week, continuing the stories of these two ladies. Yeah, and we're also getting a new printing of the two hardcovers. So I'm not sure when. I thought those were supposed to be out already. And to wrap up that week from Image Comics, we have Unearthed Volume 2. This is the final volume, collecting issue of Unearthed 6 through 10, and it's all written by Cullen Bunn. Then we have Lumberjanes Trade Paperback Volume 18. I remember my daughter and I reviewed that. She liked it a lot more than I did, but so does Wonder Maddie and Tina. Power Rangers Trade Paperback Volume 1, relaunching that line, right up along with Mighty Morphin. Not sure if they're going to do any deluxe hardcover editions of that. But speaking of hardcover editions, from Fantagraphics, we have Prince Valiant, Volume 23. And I know they have box sets of these, but that is the way that I'm going to get it, because that's the way I've been buying them, or I found them used. This next book is called Island Book. It's a graphic novel, Volume 2, Infinite Land. This is published by First Second, and they do some really good books, and the cover looks really interesting. Cinebook getting some love here, so finally we're getting some stuff over here in America. Lonesome graphic novel, Volume 1, Preacher's Trail is coming out that week. In a graphic novel? Oh, in a graphic novel, sorry. In, period, a graphic novel. It's just called In. This looks really interesting. Let me just give you the quick premise of it. It's Nick, a young illustrator, can't shake the feeling that there's some hidden realm of human interaction beyond his reach. I don't know what it is about this, but it looks like something my wonderful wife would buy me for my birthday or Christmas, and I would end up falling in love with it. From Scout Comics, we have Sengi and Tempo, by Giuseppe Falco, who is the writer and artist. Looks like a little mouse on top of an elephant. Looks cute. Shame, graphic novel Volume 5, Hell's Flaw. What is that? That is the fifth graphic novel of that cover. Man, that looks awesome. That's why I put it on here. And of course I put it on here. It's John Bolton. I didn't even know about this. How the hell did I not know about this? That's awesome. Alright, and for the final week of the month, so the week of May 26th, from Marvel Comics, we have a new printing of Man-Thing Omnibus. This is the classic Steve Gerber era of Man-Thing, and we have both a direct market cover and a standard edition cover. We have The Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer, trade paperback Volume 12, collecting issues 56 through 60 of that series. What's happening to Spider-Man's costume? Champions trade paperback Volume 1. I think this is Eve Ewing, yeah. So collecting Outlaw #1, Champions, the 2020 series 1 through 5. I really hope she puts Ironheart in there because Eve Ewing's Ironheart was freaking solid. Oh, and to wrap up the era of the Dawn of X, we have Dawn of X Volume 16. So collecting... No, you know what? I'm not going to bother reading what it collects because the solicits are always off. Iron Man by Mike Grell, complete collection, collecting issues 50 through 69 of Iron Man, the 1998 series. So this is after the Man in the Iron Mask. Or, I'm sorry, the Iron in the Man Mask. What the heck is that omnibus called? The Joker said Iron Man omnibus. Loki, Agents of Asgard, complete collection. A brand new printing of this book. It's the first time they've reprinted a complete collection. Well, not really. They've done some stealth reprints. But hopefully we'll see more and more complete collections get reprinted. I cannot wait for this. The Alex Ross Marvel Treasury Edition. And, oh, dude, this is collecting Marvel 1 through 6, and it's a Treasury Edition. So definitely his artwork needs to be in that format. And then Marvelverse Shang-Chi, getting his own graphic novel Marvelverse line. From DC Comics, we have The Authority, Book 2. And this collects issues 13 through 29, and then the annual 2000. And then as they also included the Wildstorm Summer Special in there. So this wraps up the Authority series. Batman Dark Knight Detective Volume 5. So this does collect Detective Comics Annual #3 and Detective Comics 612 through 614, as well as 616 and 6 through 621. Uncanny Omar talk pretty one day. Leaves out the Detective Comics 615 because that's part of the Penguin affair, and that's already been collected in the Cape Crusader. Flash Impulse Runs in the Family. I'm glad that they did not cancel this, knock on wood. Collects Impulse 1 through 12 as well as Flash 108 to 111. Now I like this cover because the original cover, you know, it's cute, but the new cover that they have, it's a classic cover. Superman, trade paperback volume 4, Mythological. This wraps up Brian Michael Bendis' run on the book. And Superman by Tomasi and Gleason Omnibus. As far as manga for that week, we have Berserker of Gluttony. This is from 7 Seas. This is volume 2. I'm not sure what it is. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Sword Art Online. Maybe because I see a girl with a sword. Bite Maker King's Omega, volume 1, also from 7 Seas Publishing. Gigant, Volume 5. This is the same mangaka that did the Gaunt's. So you'll have Gaunt's and Gigant coming out that month. It's good to see this series here. This is Gold Digger, trade paperback, Volume X, or Gold Brick X. So it's good to see Gold Digger back. This is a Fred Perry series, and one that I think, it always reminds me of like the first time I saw an American artist draw this anime style, and I thought that was the coolest thing. Sayonara Football, Volume 5. Farewell, My Dream Kramer. That is a long title. I like that cover, though. I don't know what it is about those lips. I like that cover. Under the Air is coming out that same month, and this is, or the same week. This is a sleeper hit that I think most people will miss. This is an Osamu Tezuka book that was originally a Kickstarter from Digital Manga Distribution, and I have paid twice for this book. Once from a failed Kickstarter. Don't get me started on that. And the second time, I got it through a Kickstarter, and the people lost my contact information. So I actually bought it 3 times. I ended up buying it from a friend of mine. But now it's coming out through Diamond, so you can get it out at your comic book stores. And you know that when these books come out, like, seriously, they go out of print and they go fast. So keep an eye out for that. And that is Osamu Tezuka's Under the Air. And then we also have Teasing Master Takagi-san, Volume 11, coming out that same week. As far as other publishers, we have Finder Chase the Lady. I'm not sure what this is, but this is published by Dark Horse Comics. Goblin trade paperback, also by Dark Horse, and it's about a young goblin. Renegade Rule, and that is in trade paperback format. Death or Glory Prestige Edition hardcover format. I don't know, because I can't tell from here if the dimensions are deluxe or if it's just a standard hardcover format. This is crossover. This is Donny Cates and Jeff Shaw, the same people that did God Country, coming together to do crossover. It's collecting all 6 issues of this. I read the very first issue because Image was kind enough to send us a digital copy of it, and it was solid. Outcast by Kirkman and Asaketa, Volume 8. Man, people seem to really enjoy that series. It wasn't for me. I wasn't a fan of it, but really glad for those people that are enjoying it. Godzilla, Unnatural Disasters from IDW. Love that cover. That is kick-ass. Onion Skin trade paperback. I don't know what this is. Why did I put that in here? Maybe because it reminded me of an Onion Knight, either from Game of Thrones or from what's it called? Final Fantasy 3. My brain, I swear. Star Trek, Year 5, trade paperback, Volume 3, Weaker Than Man. Good to see a Star Trek comic being collected in trade paperback form. I didn't even know about this. Dead World Tattoo, coming out in trade paperback format. And we also have Only the Good Stay Dead hardcover format. This is Joe Queenan and Keith Bendis. I love that cover. I don't know what the heck it's about. It's a little well. How could I not put it on here? From Source Point Press, we have Backfired One Shot. This is a trade paperback coming out that same week. Then we have Bryn Deal hardcover. This is from Magnetic Press, and that cover is absolutely stunning. I have no idea what this is about. It's probably translated just based on Magnetic Press's other works that they've done, but that is gorgeous. Chartwell Manor. Also don't know what this is. This is a Fantagraphics book. Like the title, and I like that cover. We have Long Knives, hardcover edition, coming out that week. And then we have from Titan Comics a book called Little Victories, Autism Through a Father's Eyes. It's written and drawn by Yvonne Roy. And it's let's see, it's a winner of Disability Fund and Society Award for Best Biography. Oh man, that looks like it's gonna hit you. And to wrap up the month of May, what month am I talking about? May. Little Josephine, trade paperback format, Memory in Pieces. Now, when these books come out, don't forget to check out our sponsor, CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online source for collected editions up to 50% off retail price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on excellent packaging, so your stuff gets to you in excellent condition, and they have amazing customer service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And for all you Minties that are watching, if you're a first-time customer, don't forget to mention that Near Mint Condition sent you their way for a promotional credit on free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your source for the hottest books with deep discounts, customer service, and excellent shipping that will keep you coming back for more. And those were the collected editions coming out in the month of May. Don't forget to come back to the channel. I'll be doing my top 10. Let me know what you're interested in. Leave those comments down below. If you have any more questions, leave them down below. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We put out videos every day. We are on Spreadshop, where you can get our logo and our brand on t-shirts and stickers. We are also on Patreon. It's an amazing way to support the channel, and thank you so much to our patrons. Couldn't do videos like this without y'all. More importantly, everybody stay healthy, stay safe. Much love.